guys, welcome to another edition of the Kansas Flamingo Chef. I'm Bill, the Kansas Flamingo Chef, and today we're going to smoke some chicken, and we're going to make one of my absolute favorite kinds of barbecue there is. My dad grew up in the deep south in Alabama, and something that's an Alabama tradition, courtesy of a place called Big Bob Gibson's Barbecue, is white sauce barbecue chicken. If you've never had it, you've got to try it. Not only am I going to show you how to make it, but I'm going to show you how to make the sauce so you don't have to go buy it. So to get started, I've got the smoker running at 225 degrees. I've got some chickens that I've quartered out, and I left them in the refrigerator overnight with just a simple chicken rub on them. Nothing crazy, a little bit of water and some red pepper based chicken rub. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the chicken, put it on the smoker. It's going to smoke for about 3 hours to get to that perfect falling apart barbecue. And I'm not going to let the heat get over 225 because I want the chicken to stay tender. Then we're going to make the white sauce, dunk the chicken in it, and then let the chicken sit and absorb some of that sauce. But first we got to make the sauce. Well, let's get started with the chicken. So as you can probably see, I've got a lot of chicken. We're just going to put this right on this grill. There's no rocket science to this. Just lay the pieces in here. Try to keep the skin over the meat if at all possible, because that is where all the flavor is going to come from. And like I said, I just cut chicken into quarters, so you're going to see the front half and the back half. You can do it pretty much any way you want, but I do recommend, if you're going to do this, do not use boneless, skinless breasts or boneless, skinless thighs, because that skin is really important to keep the moisture in the chicken. Chicken on the smoker, remember, just leave it alone. Don't come out here and check on it every 15 minutes. Don't go crazy and keep turning it over all the time. If you're going to cook it for 3 hours, let it cook for 3 hours. Maybe around 2 hours or so you can turn it over if you want. But don't keep flipping chicken on the smoker, because all you're going to do is break up the heat and break up the smoke. Let's go make some white sauce. Okay, so to make Bob Gibson's famous white sauce barbecue, it's really not difficult. You only need a few things. You need a jar of mayonnaise, and I do mean a whole jar. About, well, give or take, a quarter cup of either apple cider vinegar or some other cider vinegar. You can use more if you want a little more kick, but I think a quarter cup's enough. You need about 1.5 tablespoons, yes, I said tablespoons, of good old white sugar. You also need a tablespoon of lemon juice, and then you need something to give it a little punch. So you need some salt and pepper, and last but not least, I like to add about a tablespoon, maybe a little more, of just ground horseradish. Not difficult. So, all we're going to do, we're going to take our mayonnaise and just put the whole jar into Now, if you've never tried to get an entire jar of mayonnaise out, don't try to do it with a spatula. You'll be doing it for hours. Get as much as you can, like I just did, and then take a small spatula and go around the inside and just kind of work the rest of it out of there. Here's a little dirty secret. Unless you pour water in here, you're never going to get it all. So get as much as you can. And then if you want to make sure you get the rest, use your lemon juice, your apple cider vinegar, and put those in there and shake up the jar, which is what we're going to do here in just a second. But I'm going to get as much as I can first. All right, I'm going to set that jar to the side. And we need about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. So I'm going to take my measuring spoon. It's just a little bit, see? I'm just going to pour about a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar right there into that mayonnaise jar, just a little bit more. Then I also need some lemon juice. I don't need but a very little bit, maybe a tablespoon. So we'll go ahead, pour a tablespoon of that right on into the mayonnaise jar as well. I know that I need about a tablespoon and a half of sugar. Let's go ahead and put the sugar right there into the mayonnaise. Then I also need some horseradish, which is going to go in the mayonnaise as well. And that, I don't have a whole lot left, so we're just going to use it all, which is going to work out to about a tablespoon and a half that I had left. Now, go ahead and put the cap on the mayonnaise jar and shake it, because this will break up the rest of that mayonnaise so that you don't lose it. Then we're just going to pour that liquid right on in there. At this point, add a little salt and pepper. You don't need a ton, just enough to give it a little bit of kick and taste. Now, you can mix this any way your little heart desires. If you want to put it in a mixer, go right ahead, but understand you are going to have a real mess on your hands. I like a small whisk, and I'm going to turn this together. So it's smooth. Now you can make as much of this or as little as you want. I recommend that when you're doing more than one chicken, you make at least this much. Because here's the thing, you're going to find out you really like this stuff. You can dip vegetables in it, you can dip your chicken in it, you can dip just about anything in it. It's addictive. So if you don't believe me that this stuff is good, make some. So I'll see you after a bit, after we take the chicken off the smoker and we dunk it in this amazing Bob Gibson style white sauce. After about almost exactly 3 hours on the smoker, this gorgeous chicken behind me is ready to go into the white sauce. So all I'm going to do, and you may notice there's a little more sauce here than there was when you went away. I made some more because I knew I was going to need it. So this really isn't rocket science. You can do it with your hands if you don't mind getting dirty. You can do it with tongs if that's what makes you happy. But all we got to do is take the chicken and just stick it in this stuff. Get it good and covered. Bring it out. Kind of shake it off just a little bit. And then just set it on a pan to the side. And just keep doing this over and over and over again till you run out of chicken. And let it sit for at least an hour. And I know that sounds like a long time. That's okay, because you can actually stick this in the oven and warm it up just a little bit before you serve it, or even set it back on the barbecue if you want to. But the idea is to let some of this sauce roll off, because all we're really doing is making a coating. We're not just trying to smother it in white sauce, and it will roll off. And when it does, scrape it back into the pan and use it for the next round of chicken. So The next thing I'm going to show you is what it looks like when it's a finished product, which will be later after I've got all the chicken done, because I'm actually cooking more because we're having a little group gathering this evening. Got to be plenty of chicken for everybody to eat. So until then, if you think of something you want me to cook, I always want to know. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. I will see you in a little bit. For me, it's going to be a couple hours. For you, it's going to be a couple seconds. And we'll see the finished product. Okay, so when the chicken is all done, now what you're looking at right here, this is the chicken after it's come out of the oven from warming back up. You can see the sauce just kind of rolls off of it, and all the sauce that I didn't use, I've kept. I'm going to actually put it in a bottle and serve it so people can dip the chicken in it. But the point of this is, you see the end result. It's the chicken is not smothered in white sauce. It has it on it. It gets the flavor, but it's not just suffocated. That's what you want. And I promise you, when you cut into this, this is some of the most incredible tasting, moist chicken you're ever going to eat. It's smoked chicken. It has the spices of smoked chicken, but it's got that subtlety from the white sauce you're looking at. And man, I got to tell you, you got to try it. Bob Gibson was a genius. White sauce barbecue is amazing. That's all for today from the Kansas Flamingo Chef. As always, I want you to like, share, and subscribe. If you know somebody who ought to be watching this channel, tell them to do so. And I'm thinking we might do another cocktail next. Have a great day. See you soon.